Hi FLOSSTUBE friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris. Today is Thursday, October 30th, 2025, and I'm here to share my month-end wrap-up for my stitching for the month of October. So yeah, I've worked on a fair number of projects this month, so I have quite a few things to share with you today, and I'm excited about that. Obviously some whips, some focus projects. I actually have a new start. I have a finish. So yeah, a little bit of everything. So let's jump in. So I'm going to start, as I always do, with my focus projects. So I did get back to Walk with Dog this month. That is a pattern charted by Artisy featuring the artwork of Leonid Afremov. This is my oldest whip, so that's why it's a focus project, because I'd really like to try and finish it someday. I'll put a picture up of where it would have been the last time that you saw it. I'm stitching this on a 25 count brown Lugana with all of the called for DMC. And here is where it is now. So, sorry, I'm trying to find the best way. You might go, well, did you stitch on it at all, Chris? Well, I did, but I've only put 400 stitches in. So I only worked right here. So I'm starting at this left-hand side and I'm working my way across. I usually work in like a 20 stitch row across here. So I've just started in the first few blocks here on this left-hand side and put in my 400 stitches. So, and yeah, I'm just, picking a color, stitching it wherever it occurs, sort of in this general area, moving across here or down here if there's nothing else over here, just to finish off the thread before I pick another color. So yeah, it feels good to get back at it. I had put it on hold for a couple months to try and focus more on my other focus piece, but yeah, I pulled it back out again. So that is Walk with Dog. My other focus piece is a gift stitch for my sister that I was hoping to get done for her birthday, which is today. So it's a pattern called Weimaraner by Pattern Maker Designs on Etsy. I'm stitching this on a 32 count harmony by hand dyed by Rolanda with all of the called for DMC. So I'll put a picture up of where it would have been the last time that you saw it. And I'm excited to say I finished it and I fully finished it. So here he is. Pardon the reflections. Oh, he looks so good. So this is an old plate frame that I had. Believe it or not, I think it was a wedding gift. So that's like 35 years ago. But the shape actually just works really well with the pattern. I did have a square frame that I put it in. It just didn't look as good. I think this sort of octagonal shape just kind of really focuses on the dog. So I hope that my sister likes it. I know it's maybe a little bit of an odd type of frame, and I know it might be a bit dated. I did darken it down a little bit with like a wax, a pigmented wax for wood, because it's solid wood, and it is a beautiful frame. So so yeah, her birthday's today, but I'm taking her out for a birthday supper next week, so I will give it to her then. So got them done with time to spare. What was I going to say? Oh, so my favorite way to sort of fully finish things that I'm framing ththese days is to lace them. I used to pin things, but I struggled a lot with getting them straight, and I found it, I'm just not very patient, so if it's not straight and I got to take all the pins out that I put in and try and straighten it, putting them in again, and then another, that doesn't work very well for me. I get impatient. And so with lacing, I find I have more flexibility, and And even once it's laced, you can shift it around and move it till it's laying where you kind of want it to be. So that's what I did with this guy too, but it's an odd shape. So it's hard to like technically stretch it when I lace it. So I don't think it's showing up on the camera, but there are some areas down in here, especially where, or maybe this side, it's not as tight as I would like it to be. Like there's sort of, not a wrinkle, but you can just tell the fabric's not pulled taut. But I don't think my sister's even gonna notice that or care about that. And when it's hanging on a wall, that's not what people are gonna see. So I'm not gonna worry about it. I had debated, oh, maybe I should take it out. Maybe I should try and cut some foam core to fit inside this frame, and maybe I should try pinning it. But again, I don't know that it's worth doing that, because again, I think my sister's gonna love it just the way it is. And again, when it's hanging on a wall, I don't think people are gonna go like, oh, why is there that little imperfection in the fabric? Why isn't it pulled completely tight? I don't think anybody's gonna see that. So yeah, so there he is, Weimaraner, ready to give to my sister. So happy that I got him done. And that is why I was able to pull Walk with Dog back out to work on him. So those are my 2 focus projects. So now I'm back down to 1 focus project, Walk with Dog. So I'm hoping that I can start moving ahead with that one and start getting, you know, 1,500 to 2,000 stitches a month in with that one. But we'll see how things go. So then let's move now from focus projects to my weekly whips. So this month, my first weekly whip that I worked on, that's a lot of W's, was Prairie Schooler, Christmas Village. Such a fun stitch. So I will put a picture up of where it would have been the last time that you saw it. And here is where it is now. So yeah, so I kind of moved down the left-hand side there. I had started on that school, like the roof of the school and the tree beside it. So I finished the school, I put in that cute little snowman. He's so adorable. And then the house on the bottom. Now the house on the bottom, the trim, like on the corners and under the roof, was the same blue as the door. And I didn't love that look. So I used another color that's more of a gray green to do that trim. I still put the blue door because there's another house. There's another house up here with a blue door. So I thought they could sort of play off each other. But I don't know if you can even see. I don't think with the glare, but there's blue. They've put blue in the trim, so. But yeah, so this was really fun. I was really enjoying working on this, so I'm looking forward to when it comes back around again and I get to pull it out, put some more work in it. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do the border that's around it. Again, framing. Anybody that's done any of their own framing, anything with a border. Now this isn't a straight border, so that's better than something that's completely straight, but yeah, you can see if you have a border, it's really easy to see wiggles and squiggles if you haven't been pulled it completely evenly all the way across. So that is Christmas Village. Pardon me while I just set this out of the way. So, oh, I should say, so that's obviously by Prairie Schooler. You could see that when I showed the pattern. It's on a 32 count vintage smoky white linen by Zweigart. It's one of those printed linens. So the back is just sort of the plain white or antique white. And then the front, again, it probably doesn't show up very well. Yeah, you can see that modeling there. There's a little bit of a sort of a gray taupey color modeling. And I'm stitching it with all of the called for DMCs other than those few alterations that I made. So my next weekly whip is Bluebird Garden. This is by Artful Offerings. This, I started a while ago and should have had it finished a long time ago, but, you know, I didn't. So there's that. So I put up a picture of where it was the last time you would have seen it, and you can tell there was not very much left to stitch on this. I believe I probably knew I could finish it quite quickly, but had decided to leave it till this year because my plan in 2025 had been like for every 2 finishes or maybe 3, I was going to allow myself a new start. So I thought if I save this till this year, that would be a quick and easy finish to count towards a new start. But this year, I haven't wanted to do a lot of new starts. I've really just wanted to work on what I have and try and get some things finished. So anyway, I picked this up and like within a couple of hours had it finished. So I just had to do a little bit of fill in on his chest in that orangey color and a little bit down his tail. But yeah, there he is, Bluebird Garden. All done. Okay, next up is Winter's Hush. This is a Dimensions kit. This was one of my new starts last year. This features the artwork of Fred Swan. I'll put a picture in of where it would have been the last time that you saw it. And here is where it is now. So if you're looking at that before picture, I didn't get a ton done. I kind of finished filling in this branch, and I think I came up here and did a bit more. There's a tree trunk that comes right down here. So my plan had been, you know, to fill in all this stuff on this side and then stitch down the whole tree trunk because it's a lot of the same colors. So, but I had just come up here and was doing a bit more before I started the tree trunk. So yeah, not as much as I would have liked to have gotten done, but hey, we all say that, right? And I had a reason for my distraction, so I'm going to show that in a little bit. So, but yeah, I still got some in, and progress is progress, so that's all great. So that's obviously on the fabric from the kit, which is an 18 count light blue Aida with the kit threads. My next weekly whip is Morning Silence, which is a pattern I purchased off of Etsy from Magic Stitch. I'm stitching this on a 28 count Silver Cloud Opal by Rolanda with all of the called for DMC. I'll put a picture in of where it would have been the last time that you saw it. And here is where it is now. This fabric is so pretty and it's so nice to stitch on. So yeah, I made great progress on this. I was having a lot of fun stitching on this. It's kind of addictive because you get a color in and then you just want to try another color and see how they all mesh together. So yeah, really pretty. There's still quite a bit to go. I'm not even 50% done. But yeah, it's beautiful and fun. So yeah, I was a little bit sad to put that away, but it will come around again, and I've got lots of other things I want to stitch on, so. And then I actually got another weekly whip in. I don't know, I guess there were kind of 5 weeks in October. And so that is my owl. So I am stitching this with Elisa from Crafting in Colorado. I'll link her YouTube channel down below. She's also on Instagram under that same name. And so she is working on this owl. My kit is an Andriana. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But Luca S. also has this owl in a kit, and that's where Elisa got hers. It's on a white fabric, but Elisa's changed hers to this really pretty mottled gray. So I'm really excited to see what hers is going to look like stitched on the gray. I'm just doing mine on the kit fabric, which is a black Aida with all of the kit threads. I'll put a picture of where it was the last time you would have seen it. And here is where it is now. So yeah, got a few more feathers in, coming across the top of the wing. So this is obviously a very big pattern, right? Like I've got all this Aida rolled up here. And yeah, I have to admit, when I picked it up to start stitching on it again, I was completely lost. The pattern's kind of complicated in that, like a lot of the dimensions kits, the patterns are on a big sheet of paper. A lot of the stockings and stuff are like that. And so I'll often take them to Staples and use their big photocopiers and get the bigger sheets and sort of cut them in half or whatever. But this pattern, like all of the pieces of the pattern are broken up. So I did make working copies here at home on my printer because they would fit, I could fit the pieces on the printer. But when I picked it up, it's like, well, which pieces go where? So I'll put a photo in. I actually ended up taking the original pattern and laying it out on my living room floor so I could see where all the parts were. And then I took my copy pieces and laid them in order so I know exactly what goes next, kind of thing. But you can see how large that pattern is. But yeah, it took me a few minutes to kind of figure out where I was and get going again and get familiar with the colors. But once I got rolling, I was actually really enjoying it. And I think I'm probably gonna stitch on this for the weekend before I switch to something new, because I usually switch on Mondays anyway to my next weekly whip kind of thing. But yeah, so that is Owl. Got a wingtip. Getting into some more, like a lot of these colors in this wingtip are blends, so you get sort of this, well, not faded, but I think the colors dilute each other out a little bit. But you can see up here, these are solid colors, so they're like brighter. So I'm kind of excited to get up into here and do some more of those brighter colors. So, but I'm a long way from like the owl's face and chest, which I think will be some of the most fun area to stitch, but all in good time. And that's a 16 count black Aida with the called for threads. So that is it for all of my weekly whips. So then I have a new start. And this is a pattern I found on Etsy. It's by Soda Stitch, and this is called their Christmas cookie bundle. I'll put a picture of all of the options because there's 6 in the bundle and they're all quite adorable. But I have chosen to do the little fox, and I've done them on 40 count Sahara by hand dyed by Rolanda with all of the called for DMC. And I started him and finished him. Oh my goodness, isn't he cute? So he did have some whiskers coming from his nose, but once I put those in, I didn't like how he looked. I thought he looked cuter without the whiskers, so I took them back out again. So I've stitched this. I'm going to another retreat, actually, next weekend, put on by Pastime Pieces. And Marlene, the owner of Pastime Pieces, she's doing a ornament finishing class at the retreat that you can participate in if you would like. And the ornament needs to be just less than 3 inches. So yeah, I did this on 40 count to make him just, he's like 2 7/8 inches or something like that. So, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that class and to actually finishing him into an ornament because he's so super cute. Yeah. So that is all of the stitching that I've done this month. I think I did pretty good. And I'm looking forward to doing some more next month. I guess my next segment usually is haul. I don't have a lot of haul. I did purchase a couple of these Mill Hill kits from a D-Stash site. So they're just the patterns. They don't have any of the threads or the beads or anything, but it's just DMC thread, and I have quite a few beads from other Mill Hill kits that I've done, so I think I'll probably be fine, or I can find something to substitute. I've always liked these Santas and thought they were super cute, so I thought it'd be fun to stitch one. And yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe when I do them, it would be fun to, I don't know, is it fun? I was gonna say it'd be fun to just to reverse the pattern and stitch it again and put them back to back, so that if the ornament turned on a tree, you'd see the Santa no matter what way it went. But it's not always fun to stitch the same thing twice, especially right together, but we'll see. It was just a thought. But yeah, so I picked those up. And that's all I've got. So so that leads us to plans. So as I said, I have a retreat coming up, like not this weekend, but the next one. And it's a 3-day retreat. It runs from Friday to Sunday. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's kind of like a smaller, I think there's only like about 30 people. And it's held at a like a little retreat center where there's like priests that live there. But it's a really nice place. It's really clean. The facilities are really nice. Our meals are catered. So yeah, I'm really looking forward just to a quiet weekend stitching with other stitchers sort of thing. So so yeah, I'll fill you in on that next month after I come back. So then as far as stitching plans go, I'm gonna try and pull out Walk with Dog once a week and put in my 400 stitches on that. I think, as I said, I'm gonna continue working on Owl this weekend. I might change my mind. I reserve the right, but that's sort of my plan right now. And then my weekly whips coming up in my whip list are, number 1 is going to be Mare and Foal. So I'll be working on that in the first week in November. After that is going to be Christmas Donkey, which is a Bothy Threads kit. And I'm really looking forward to getting back to him because he's super cute. And I want to see more of him get stitched up. And then the next one after that is going to be Fuji, which is the cute little chickadee. And again, I think I'm just getting to where the little bird is, so that will be fun to see him come together. And then my fourth one is Horses by a Stream, which, you know, is one of my unicorn kits that I was so happy to find on eBay. And I'm really looking forward to stitching on that one again. So a lot of stitching. Let's see, Mare and Foal's on Ada, Christmas Donkey's on Ada, and Horses by a Stream is on Ada. Fuji is on linen. So a lot of Ada stitching next month. And I was thinking to myself about how sometimes I like stitching on Ada because it's pretty chill. You know, it's easy to see the holes, it's easy to count. But if you don't have the right Ada, like this owl, this Ada is one of those like super stiff Adas, and it's like there's a lot of drag when you pull the thread through, so it's not always as relaxing necessarily to stitch on. So but yeah, but if you have a nice soft Ada, then it's lovely to stitch on. So we'll see how all that Ada stitching goes, if it is relaxing and chill or if it is a little more work maybe. But I'm still looking forward to working on all those because I love the artwork in them all, and I'm looking forward to getting those stitched up. So I believe that is all I have to share. If there's something I've neglected to mention, or if you have questions about anything, feel free to leave a comment down below. I do appreciate everybody for stopping by and taking the time to hang out with me and let me share my stitching with you. Oh, I guess I should mention the elephant, the white elephant in the room. This is my fridge that you see behind me. That needs to be defrosted. It's not working properly, so I pulled it out and unplugged it and taken everything that needs to come out of it and started defrosting it. So I hope you are enjoying the new background. But yeah, so I was saying, I appreciate everybody that comes back from month to month and watches. I really appreciate my loyal commenters. I really enjoy interacting with you guys down in the comments and carrying on the conversation. I love hearing what you guys are stitching or what you've been working on. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody. I know there's so much content out there in FLOSSTUBE land that, again, I just appreciate anybody who stops by and lets me share my stitching with them. So thank you again, everybody, new and old. Not old people, not old people. Old friends, people that have been friends from the beginning. I appreciate you guys. So until next time, see you later. Bye.